Welcome to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. I am on a boatload amount of drugs. And when I say drugs, I mean medical. I am a sicky boy, and I spent Thanksgiving in bed, which makes me sad. But here we are. It finally happened, ladies and gentlemen. You know I had to make a video. Even if I'm sick, I still had to make a video. The final shape has been delayed. That is right. They finally, after months of employees coming out and leaks coming out, they finally bit the nail and said, you know what? It's happening. The delays are happening. They made an article and they said in February there will now be a weekly progression-based quest called Wishes and the launch of Moments of Triumph with unique rewards. So is this like Age of Triumphs? Is this going to be like that level of content? I'm not for sure. Quest called Wishes. Is it like what if situations? Is that like there may be like a moment of Siva? I don't know what this entails. I'm not excited for it. I don't expect much. If we got like a Destiny 1 refresh for Destiny 2, that'd be cool. You know how we got the Taken armor set, and that was cool. We got Taken weapons. We had some glows. It was cool. It was something small, but it was cool. So maybe this might be the same thing. I'll give them benefit of the doubt, maybe. I don't know. My hype for this game is just. Then they're talking about, in April, we're doing a 2-month content update available to everyone. So this is a free to play update for 2 months called Destiny Into the Light, which will prepare players for the Guardian's journey into the Traveler. All this is so. Now that does sound like maybe Age of Triumphs. I don't know. Into the Light sounds like, oh, revisiting old content, or are they gonna bring back vaulted content? I don't think so. But I mean, maybe they could, but I feel like they have to redo coding, and that might take more time than what it's worth. I don't know. I'm not Bungie. Again, my hype is not high. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But what I really want to react to is Joe Blackburn. I just have to say it's really funny. It's absolutely funny because my man is now the CM managers. He is doing all the press trying to get people back in the game. This man himself is desperately trying to get people to be like, the game, come on back, please. And they kicked off all their PR team. But this guy is doing his best. So I have to give him props. He's got the shoulder of the company on him, or on his shoulder, sorry. He's got everything on his shoulders. I'm still sick and my head is not thinking. So I'm gonna do something different. We're gonna react. We're gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna give feedback. I've always usually stop and react because I always hated like people just sitting there doing this and laughing or not doing it. Like how is that content? I'm gonna let him say his piece and I'll give you my piece. So let's just jump into it. Now I may cut him off at like when he goes into transitioning to a new section. I think that's a fair point for me to stop and then give reaction, because it's 6 minutes and I don't want to like forget my thought process as well. So I think a fair balance. We'll try that, see what you guys think.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Blackburn, the game director for Destiny 2. I'm sure with the announcement today that the final shape is coming out on June 4th, there are a lot of questions on, hey, what's the team working on? What's the content that's coming out before June? So I wanted to step by down here in the stream room today and drop by with some classic Joe handwritten notes and talk about what we're doing between now and June. I think this is going to be a pretty short video, so
6
I want to
minutes.
get right into it.
Not bad.
Let's start with the obvious stuff. Tomorrow, Season of the Wish launches. We're super excited, not only about the story and the content of this season, but how it's going to roll into the final shape. So I hope the small army of you out there with your Last Wish raid jackets are wearing them with pride. I know I will be. Then...
All right, let's stop right there. I think he's going to talk about the dungeon. So this is probably one of the first times where I have had zero hype or care for a season. They released a trailer And my God, or not trailer, a teaser, which I'm going to go on a sidebar. The reason why, behind the scenes, where is my, oh, yeah, it's right here. I saw this. I'm very happy to Bungie. Oh, wait, that's not it. Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. All right, anyways, they put out a thing on Twitter saying the reason why they don't do trailers is because then there's nothing to show people on release day. How will people know it's released? I don't know. Games, when they usually send out trailers, usually have the date of the release in it. So, I don't know. I don't know how do people, how do other games get people to buy their game? I don't know. Trailers. You're right. Trailers, but you're not setting up any hype. Like, there is zero hype. That's the problem with doing teasers that show nothing, is that people care about nothing. And I'm going to throw you another truth. Here's a truth. Truth here's. Listen up, my hearers. People who actually are excited are the ones who actually care about the trailer. People who weren't going to play this game or even bother buy the season because of your bullcrap do not care that you like, hey guys, it's now available. They don't care. So it's better to showcase your game and try to build some hype for the new season and show that for the people that actually care than to wait to do it when no one cares. Like, people who are going to play the game anyways are going to be there at that date. And so they're not going to be watching the trailer because they're going to be inside playing the season. That's why it doesn't make any sense. All right, sidebar over. Let me know what you think down below.
On Friday, we've got Warlord's Ruin. It's a new dungeon coming to Destiny 2 that I would love to talk to you all about, but because I'm at the studio, I'm like a little worried that someone from the Raid and Dungeon team is going to hear me and like come barreling through the door. So we'll let you all see that for yourselves.
The only thing I'm going to throw in is people are thinking that Warlord, and then somehow my clanmate mentioned that there's a new origin trait that's Nano Knights or something like that. So maybe Siva. There's been a lot of hype that maybe that, because that's the only thing. It's like a troll. Like, we wanted, Wrath of the Machine. We're not going to probably get it, but we're going to get a dungeon with Siva. I don't know. Anyways,
speaking of group content, let's talk Fireteam Finder real quick. Recently, we put out some messaging on how Fireteam Finder is going to roll out. I just wanted to give a little more context here. I don't think this is hyperbole when I say I think Fireteam Finder is going to change the way so many of you interact with Destiny 2 on a day-to-day basis. That being said, it's a pretty big technical change to the game. So I want to be really careful with how we roll this out. We're going to be doing limited windows with limited activities to start. This is going to allow us to collect the data we need, take it on, see how server stability is affected, take it off, make changes, and then roll it out better and better each time. Ultimately, what we're going to be working towards is a version of Fireteam Finder that you can use for raids, dungeons, strikes, PvP, whatever you want that needs a group in the new year and right before the final shape.
It's a beta. So what he's saying is, this is a beta. It's not going to work. I think this is reasonable. This is good. Hey, FYI, don't expect this to be like, it's in the game now, so it's perfect. No, it's beta. I think that's fair. 100%, I think that's fair. Another quality of life that he didn't mention is that you're also going to be able to access the vault from orbit. That means no having to go to the tower to get new guns. That's great. The reliance on third parties is being diminished. That's what's changing the game. It is making it easier that I don't have to have all these different pop-ups to play the game. So I agree, it is changing for the better.
PvP. So last time we talked a bunch about PvP. I just wanted to give an update on where we are. We've got a Crucible Labs mode that we've been experimenting a lot with called Checkmate. We're going to do two things with Checkmate this year. We're going to take Checkmate and put it onto the core Crucible playlists. It's going to be like 6v6 control unranked. We want to see how the Checkmate rules that we've been experimenting with interact with a larger Crucible ecosystem. But ultimately, what we're trying to do with Checkmate is not create a third or a fourth way to play the game. Checkmate is all about a more deliberate Crucible. So we want to take the rule changes for Checkmate, be this slower ability recharge rate, or different rules around special ammo. We want to find the stuff that's working, and we want to start porting those rule changes over into the core Destiny 2 Crucible. This is about creating a Crucible that is more strategic, is more focused on your guns, and is more focused on the loadout that you're bringing in to fight with.
I know he's going to talk about map packs. So, I have not played Checkmate. I do not have an opinion, and I mostly do not care. And the reason I didn't play it is because if they make sweeping changes, they're going to make sweeping changes. There's no reason to play the beta versions now because they're going to make tweaks, they're going to make changes. I would rather jump in fresh, figure it out, because here's the thing. The community will figure out what's good and what's not good, and that's what all they'll use. Let's not be, oh man, I wonder what we're going to use. You know exactly. You load in, you'll know immediately the guy is popping off, and he has a 120 or a 140 hand cannon. You can be safe to assure that most of those are still going to be the same thing in Checkmate. You're just not going to be able to ability spam. Yes, that kind of sucks, but that's also why we have Mayhem. And I hope that that becomes a permanent section. I think this rotating of Mayhem, like you have the high and then you have the low, which is momentum, right? Momentum is everything pretty much one-shots you. Mayhem is crazy. And then in the middle, you have the sweet spot where ability is being spammed. Time to kill. I don't know if it's going to be higher or lower. I don't honestly care. I think that Checkmate's going to be the safe middle point where it's no longer shotgun rushing, no longer ability. It's going to be, I've got a nice primary and I want to play with it. So we'll see.
Speaking of Crucible, let's talk maps. So not only do we have the Citadel coming to Destiny 2 this week, we also are still cranking out maps for the map pack that we talked about earlier this year.
Okay.
This is going to be coming out in the new year all at once. We've got 3 maps.
All right.
One on Europa, one on Neomuna, and one on the Terraformed Pyramid. I actually got a chance to play test these again yesterday. I'm really excited about all of them. I think I did the best on the Europa map, but right now I think Neomuna is trending to be the sort of internal favorite. Really excited to see how all these get built and continued over development. Really excited for them to get in your hand. They're all sort of Jav 4 size. So we know we've been putting out a lot of larger maps. We want to put out maps that are going to be able to really excel in modes like Trials of Osiris and the competitive playlist to really balance out both these larger experiences and more, close quarters experiences as well. Ultimately, this is not everything that we're doing in PvP, so keep your ear out for socials. We're trying to make sure that the Destiny 2 Crucible is built for those folks that love to log on and play Destiny PvP every single day.
Which I think most people are happy because we went from not having any maps for a year to, hey, you're getting 3 maps and a returning map all in 1 year. And technically this year we also got a new one. So that's a lot more PvP content than we've gotten. And considering the state of Destiny, I think that's an improvement. I have to give credit where credit's due. Now, I don't remember, and I have to check. Someone let me know in the comments down below, but I am pretty sure that you have to pay for the map pack. You have to pay for it. It's not free. If I remember correctly, it's not free. Let me know. But that's the caveat, is you get more maps, but you have to pay for it. Let me know if that is the case. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But if it is the case, how do you, if you're a PvP main, how do you feel about that you have to pay instead of just getting free maps? I think if they're going to actually work on maps, I think it's a nice middle ground. You pay for it. Hey, we'll make it if you pay for it.
All right, let's see what's on page 2 here.
Well, hold on. That doesn't make sense, because if I don't pay for the map, and does that mean that I'll never get thrown into a match with it? I don't know how that works. So someone let me know. I'm going through this quickly because I don't want to spend all day trying to research. So someone out there who's good at correcting things, you have the data, let me know.
I think the big question in everyone's mind is, okay, but Season of the Wish content is going to roll out. Talk to me about February through June. So starting in February, we're going to be rolling out more content that's available to anyone who plays Destiny 2. It's going to start slow in February with things like Moments of Triumph and a series of progression, reward-centric weekly quests we're calling wishes. I'll let the folks on Reddit theorize on what they think these wishes could be. Then in March, we're going to be pulling Guardian games in, and this year it's got a revitalized focus on this sort of class v class competition that we think really is going to accelerate the creative and the excitement around the event. But ultimately,
all right, there's a lot to unfold, so I'm going to pause and let him talk afterwards. So we already talked about the age moments or whatever. Like, it was good when it first came out, and it has become a dumpster fire, in my opinion. Like, just any of these small events have become a dumpster fire. So hopefully this adds more fire to them to actually make it more impactful. Because most of the time, like I said, it's just no one cares. Like, absolutely no one cares. And the same thing with Guardian games. Guardian games has always been just but they have improved. You know, Warlocks versus Hunters, it was really cool. So if they could do that somehow in the PvE side of things, I would be very interested. I don't know how you would do that. Maybe make an activity that pits classes against each other. Kind of like Gambit. But no, that's pretty much what Gambit is. Okay, I'm shutting up, moving on.
We're trying to get towards April and May. We're going to be talking about a new period of Destiny we're calling Destiny 2 Into the Light. Now, as we get closer to Into the Light, we're going to be talking more about it in the new year. But this is really built not only for the folks that have played Destiny for 5,000 hours, but also for your friends, for your family, for people that are just getting into Destiny and want to prepare for the final shape. We're really excited about the content and rewards that are coming in this. So, please stay tuned. We'll be talking more about what's happening in these sort of 2 months before the final shape as we get closer to them.
Okay, that makes me sound like it is Age of Triumphs. Because if you're Age of Triumphs, you go through and it would go through all the content leading up into the point, because it was supposed to be the final hurrah for Destiny 1, and it was supposed to go into Destiny 2. So you did all the things that you currently could do in Destiny 1. And then you got rewards. It was epic. You had the book and everything was really cool. So maybe Copium that they get back to that, where we have some revitalization of, you know, some of our other raids, and that we can, I don't want to say craft, but we know crafting's here to stay. So yes, might as well let us craft the rest of the raid weapons so that I can be able to delete the ones I don't want in my vault anymore. Thank you.
All of that aside, what most of the team is working on right now is what's coming out in June, the final shape. Okay. We know there are high expectations for the way that we're going to put a bow on this 10-year saga.
You can't fail.
Of Destiny 2. We know that y'all are expecting awesome, gorgeous new locations.
Locations. So there's going to be more than one. Okay.
A bunch of new stuff to fight. And a bunch of new ways to fight it, all alongside a story that has to stand side by side with some of the best stories our studio has ever told.
Now, I'm cutting it off because this is the good point to make, that the team has made a thing saying that they're comparing it to Forsaken and like the King's Fall. Or the Taken King, sorry. I get those two mixed up. The Taken King. And a lot of people are like, I think you guys are copium. Taken King wasn't really that good. Oh, shut up. You have no idea what you're talking about. Forsaken had quantity and quality. So if you're going to compare it, then you need to live up to the expectation. So I'm hoping that's what he's saying, but he did not outright say Forsaken. He just said some of our, top of the top. I think that's very wise of him. That way he's not setting up false expectations.
going to be honest. We've been holding some cards close to our chest on this one. And I'm going to ask that you bear with us for a little bit longer, because we think a bunch of the systems and the gameplay that we want to talk about are things that you need to see, not just hear. So in April, when we come back with gameplay from the final shape, we want the game to speak for itself. All right.
That's a very bold thing to say, because that's not, they didn't do that with Lightfall. Notice that that's a good correction. We are going to show you like maybe they did, but they didn't really show story. So I'm hoping they show a little bit bites of story with the gameplay. Like, not like cinematic trailer gameplay. I mean, literal, actual gameplay. That's what I want to see. I want to see actual, like, a demo. Like they did for D1 or Destiny 2 launch. I'm pretty sure they did a demo. Like, that's what kind of stuff I want to see.
I promised I wouldn't take as long this time. I've got a bunch of play tests to run to. So thanks so much for spending.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Thanks. We appreciate you, Joe. We appreciate you. Oh, that's extra zoomed. Oh, that's too. Whoa. There we go. All right. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Again, I am holding my any like hope to a bare minimum until I see actual change happening in the company. Right now, the company's still the same. Like, nothing has changed. The head honchos are still in charge. So to expect a dramatic change for where we are in the current state, like, I have to see it to believe it. And that's all I've got to say. Like, I don't want to be the doomsayer, all is over. But when you spend as many hours as I do, or have spent as many hours as I do playing this game, you played since Destiny 1, pretty much was it being beta. And you fell in love with the story, the gameplay, and then it takes a dump on you. It takes a dump on your time, all the crap that they keep doing. It makes it really hard to really care about the game anymore, or even appreciate or get excited about anything. Like, I honestly wanted to try to finish up things in Destiny before the next season, but I just don't care. I really, really could not get on to play the game. I was playing Call of Duty Zombies sick for like an entire week, almost like 80 hours or more in Zombies, having the best time of my life. And I used to do that with Destiny. And it would have been Destiny. In any other reality or time, if Destiny had its crap together, that would have been time spent in Destiny. I would have spent over hundreds of hours playing Destiny, grinding, doing content. Heck, I would probably have streamed it sick. In fact, I have streamed Destiny content sick because that's how dedicated I was to it. But I'm kind of over it, man. I'm kind of like, it's the Titanic and we're sinking. I'm just too stubborn to let go of the bars and go. I'm hanging from the top. The ship is going, but I refuse to let go and hope that maybe a lifeboat will come by and rescue us. Let me know what you think. I think they're good changes, but you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Look, you have to see it to believe it. Words can be made pretty. They can sound great. But that means nothing if you don't see actual change. Actual change. Physical. Tangible. In my face, I am playing it. I am having fun. If I'm not having fun because you're killing the fun, then it's no longer worth my time. Let me know what you think down below. What did you think about this? Again, not trying to be the doomsayer, saying Destiny woes, Destiny's dead. I'm saying it's not fun. We can agree that it's not necessarily dead, but it's just not fun as it used to be. All right, I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, Sicky Icky. My nose is about to blow, so I'm going to go to the bathroom. I thank you guys. Peace.